Guys, I fucking did it again. I hate you gesture settings. I hate you so much. Dude, my hand is always wiggling and a moving, alright? So it's hard for me, dude. I tried to even turn them off, but I can't. So I had to deal with the skipping again, but that's okay. We're back. I wanted to do this one because I was told that this was different than like these two. Like this actually has more of a like big scene tied to it or something. Listen, I'm just doing what everyone's telling me to do, which is why what happened at the very start of the last episode happened. So, yeah. Just then, I suddenly thought of Saki, the girl closest to me, who was always by my side. When I asked if I was interested in anyone, her face was the first I remembered. You can read me like a book. Could be. I answered bluntly, but Maya smiled, seemingly unable to contain how much fun she was having. I wasn't living so that Maya could feel relieved. I almost said that, but I suddenly wondered if it was true. Are you sure? No problems? What do you mean? Things going the way Maya wanted? The thought of what if made me anxious. Oh, that's not ominous or anything. If I'll understand eventually, then why don't you just tell me? Whoa! Wow. Giggling, Maya tapped the floor with her toe. Gradually, the world peeled away and Maya melted away like she always did. Oh! Hey, Maya! Whoa! Okay, bye, Maya. Goodbye. Even her voice melted away. Maya! I fell into the scenery, which was flipping like the pages of a book. For a moment, I saw a bright blue world. Dude, why does it keep talking about blue world, blue, bright blue sky, like blue fucking shits? And don't worry, this is all new as well. Just based on how much skipping it decided to do. Hearing the sound of the doors closing behind me, I fell to my knees on the floor and sat there. Well, my legs were shaky. Mom's spaghetti. I couldn't stand well. I felt like a traveler having collapsed after going through the desert. Through sheer willpower, I managed to sit up without having to use my hands to prop myself. Having ended the long, long dream and returned here, I saw that Saki and Club Prez were visiting the room. They were surprised at seeing me come in after them and almost collapse. No, Saki's fine. I just had a bad experience. It was a bad Maya experience. Saki put down the cup of black tea she had been holding and stood up in a panic. What am I doing? I couldn't stay crouching here. The moment I put all my energy into my legs and tried to stand up, the doors behind me creaked open. Oh no, please don't tear. Oh, what? Oh. You tired too, huh? Alice came in through the doors and collapsed. I hoped it was just on top of me. I looked back and it was too late. Alice was just as worn out as me. Oh, I had no energy, so when she fell on me, I collapsed even further. So she did fall on me. All right. I go with that. I had no will to get up anymore, so I put my arms around Alice on the floor. Just Next thing I knew, Club President Saki were taking care of us and somehow made it to the sofa. Surprised I'm not being killed at the moment by Saki. Like always, my back was leaning against the armrest. Alice laid her head resting on my legs, and her own legs on the other armrest. Neither of us had any strength to move, so we just kind of laid there limply. Jesus. Yeah, I mean, that's what I figured. I thought she'd be more upset. Okay, I like that. Alice was lying where Saki normally sat. Saki looked down at us as she stood beside us. Them bad dreams, man. You could probably already guess, but we got caught up in an awful dream. I returned to this room right after meeting Maya. Alice was there all of a sudden and was acting like normal. Then we started talking about this dream, this curious dream, where the other people kept getting involved. We decided to go search for the source, and we thought we might be able to encounter the culprit behind it beyond the doors. Our ship sank in the ocean, our plane crashed in the mountains, and our spaceship made an emergency landing in the desert. We were unable to reach our destination, and each of our adventures would have been enough to fill a movie. To be honest, if Alice and I weren't so good at altering dreams to our convenience, we probably would still be wandering through that dream. Listen, we set out after talking about going to search for the source of this dream, and like how so they actually like did that. I hung my head at the question. Alice was awake too, but she looked away from Club Prez without saying anything. Probably, at least a little bit. For some reason, Saki glared at me in response to Club Prez's quip. Because Alice and me are like at the same power level. What are you saying? You saying Saki can't hold her own? Oh boy, here we go, because those two can't remember shit. Alice slowly sat up, apparently having no intention of lying there forever. She reached out and started preparing her own tea. We You know, what I was forced to do. I remember. Saki's voice grew hostile, though she had the wrong idea. It was a subject that she didn't want to touch on. Wait, Saki, that's not it. Alice isn't talking about that dream. Just the other day, you and I went out alone. But Alice, it looks like Saki doesn't remember that dream. Some sort of same sort of thing. You said we should find the source so we could figure out what kind of place this was. So I forced the doors open and we went to a different dream. But when we woke up, Saki didn't seem to remember, so I kept silent, thinking that there was no reason to go remind her. It was like when we were in a western where we had to catch and sell horses. But there was a disease that was spreading around the town we were using as a base. People were turning into zombies and we had to run around in order to survive. Just remembering it made me sigh. Saki was on guns and I was running away on the horses while carrying Saki. It was an endless sort of dream. Dude, after a while, Alice eventually pulled us out, just like today. I collapsed right as I came through the door.
この間も弥生、同じこと聞いてたよね。え？何それ？それって私も覚えてないってこと？
Yeah, because it was established that these two, or like the others, like sometimes, most of the time, more Saki than any of them, but like forget about the dreams that they end up having. So I nodded from where I still sat on the sofa. Hold on.
どっちも全く覚えがないわ。
Yeah, he didn't seem to, so I didn't say anything. There was no need for her to remember something so painful. And in true dream fashion, it wasn't something that would be useful, even if she did remember it.
私も、もしかしてそんなことあった？
The other day, you said the same thing and jumped out with Alice. Both of you were staggering when you got back. Clapress froze.
全然覚えてないんだけど、私、何か言ってた？
Like, doing... That'd be weird if someone told you you did something, and you're just like, I have literally no memory of this, even though it was like a couple days ago. All I heard was something about you two being in an idol unit. But we're rivals and we're having a hard time. No, the idol group, my dream! It seemed to have been embarrassing for Alice too, since she wouldn't tell me the details. When I asked, she grew bashful and angry. Seemingly shocked that she couldn't remember, Clapress munched on cookies from the table and prepared some more black tea. She swallowed a mouthful and calmed down.
どれも飲むかしら？
Yeah, thanks. With her acting that way, I couldn't tell whether she remembered or not.
なんで私たちは覚えてないのかしら？
Not as in tune with the dream, or that's just how it is with dreams. In fact, I would say Alice and I were strange for being able to remember. Besides, if you remember all your dreams, then you'll just be tired every single day.
トールが言うと説得力あるわね。
Yeah, because I gotta deal with it all the time. That's because I'm a living example. But Saki looked unconvinced.
どうしたの、さきちゃん？トールの言う通り、覚えてないならそれでいいと思うんだけど。だけど、もしかしたらなんですけど、ここに私は本当に来てるのかなと思って。
Oh, let's not get into this, like, fucking shit right now.
ごめん。私、頭そんな良くないから、言ってる意味がわかんないんだけど。
Alice, I know smart, but...
兄さんとアリスさんは夢のことを全部覚えてるじゃないですか。けど、私と弥生先輩は全部きちんと覚えてるわけじゃない。
Yeah, them's about the ropes of it.
それって、ここにいる私たちが目を覚ましてる時の私たちとは、もしかしたら違うことになるのかなって。
Oh, it's going into more of that. Dude, that'd be so weird.
じゃあ、今ここで目の前にいるさきちゃんは誰なの？兄さんの見てる夢とか。だとしたら、トールってば夢の中でも疑り深いのね。
Yum. It's possible, but there's no way to check until we wake up.
起きられれば、ここにいる弥生とさきちゃんが本人だってわかるの？起きた後なのに？
But like, I just figured like they are the real thing, they just don't remember. But now it's getting into some weird crazy shit like it usually does. Couldn't I just have them tell me something I don't know and then check it later? Like what they ate last night or something? Alice nodded understandingly.
青色で横は紐。フロントサイドにリボンがついてるのよ。
What? Saki suddenly said something like an incantation.
上もそれに合わせてあるけど、こっちは形を言っても兄さんにはわからないわよね。
What are you talking about?
明日、私が着る下着よ。
God damn it. Came a laugh, not from me, but from Alice next to me.
サキちゃん、よりによってなんでそこなの？
That's just classic Saki, honestly.
起きたら確認してもらえる？それで違ってたら、きっとここにいる私は本物じゃないから。
Well, I guess I gotta check that.
トール、確認するの？
I was told to. I have no other choice. Alice gave me a look that said she really wanted to say something. What? Don't look at me like that. Oh god, I should stop moving my mouse. It might happen again. As I grew flustered, Saki just drank her tea as if she were saying it would be fine.
なるほどなるほど。じゃあ私も同じようなことを教えておけばいいのかしら。
Sweet, I'm ready. How am I supposed to check that?
こう誰も見てない時にチラッと。
That is not. Don't do the pose. Oh, you're really going to show me tomorrow? Really?
なんだか私の時と反応が違う気がするんだけど。
The enjoyment. Saki narrowed her gaze and glared at me. It wasn't a matter of time to what the fuck? It wasn't a matter of wanting to see either Saki's underwear or Club Prez's underwear or having more interest in one than the other and their underwear. Wait, you wouldn't normally show me that. Let's think of some other way to check.
なんかあんなに嫌がられると傷つかない。
ええ、その気持ちはすごくよくわかります。
Oh, destruction. Saki is one thing. But are you really okay with this, Club Prez?
サキちゃんのは見ようと思えば見られるみたいな言い方だよね。それ。
Because I can. Blushing slightly, Alice moved to the opposite end of the sofa, putting some distance between us.
兄さんが見たいって言えば、いつでも見せてあげるけど。
See? I already knew.
妹の下着姿が見たいって言うと結構問題じゃない？
Oh. Did I say a single thing about that? But if I said I didn't want to see them, both Saki and Club Prez would get sulky. And the worst thing was, Saki wasn't technically my sister, so it wasn't like I wasn't interested. Whoa! It's not my fault. That's all it is. I would accept that remark if I were the one who started this conversation down this path. But unable to understand why this had happened, I heaved a sigh and rested my tired body on the sofa, and then died. Oh, don't worry. This keeps going. Trust me. I was kind of like, when it was doing the skipping, I was just so upset at myself for doing it. I was just like, laying there. As the text kind of just flew on by. You know, all the unread text that it's just fucking skipping for some reason. I heard my alarm clock ringing. Dragged to awareness by the harsh sound, I woke up. Ah! It's morning! After that, the conversation had gotten repetitive, as usual. I was greeting the morning without even having talked about any other way I could check. God damn it! God, can someone turn off this fucking alarm clock? Also, I had to go, God damn it! My voice, like, died there. I reached out to stop the alarm clock while I was at it. I grabbed my glasses at my bedside. Oh, good. Excellent. As I slowly put them on, I could feel the cold of the morning air on the frames that made as the frames made contact with my face. Whew. Though I managed to sit up, my body felt heavy, and I didn't really feel like moving either. Just then, I heard the sound of the door unlocking. Oh, jeez. I used to get startled by that. but I kind of just got used to it after almost 2 years. Just as expected, Saki opened the door and came in without permission.
おはよう兄さん。起きてたのね。
Checking that underwear, huh? Morning, Saki. Please at least ring the doorbell.
それで起こしたら悪いじゃない。
Stop. I woke up around this time anyway, so I didn't see a problem in ringing it.
それに起きちゃったら兄さんの寝顔が見れないでしょ。
I have nothing but objections. But not bothered in the slightest, Saki set the convenience store bag with breakfast in it on the table, as usual. When she bent over, the hem of her skirt rose and I could see her thighs clearly. It knows what I likes about the thighs. Her underwear. I remembered our conversation and grew curious. Wait, doesn't that make me a terrible brother to be curious about my sister's underwear?
兄さんどうしたの？
Saki, we need for science to check your underwear. She brushed up the hair that had fallen in her face when she bent over and looked at me. I grew flustered. I wondered if she noticed I had been looking at the lines of her legs and hips. Oh, I'm just tired. You know, just tired.
なーに？また悪い夢でも見たの？
I felt puzzled at the way she said this. Technically, yes, but
どんな夢でも夢は夢でしょ。まあ、兄さんの場合、疲れてるのは仕方ないと思うけど。
when I got exhausted in my dreams, no matter how much sleep I got, I didn't feel like moving. But Saki seemed to find it strange that I wasn't getting out of bed, so she walked over to me. Oh God. Sasaki? She put her knee on the bed and her hands on my forehead and her own.
熱はないみたいだけど、いつもより調子悪いの？
No, it's just that I had a bad dream again. I'll get up. I hold on, I can get up. I couldn't tell Saki that I was troubled because she had told me to check her underwear in the dream. Hey, Saki? For a moment, I thought that maybe if I explained the situation, she would let me lift her skirt up. That thought did cross my mind.
なあに兄さん、鍵を返せとか勝手に入るなって言うならもう聞き飽きたけど。
It's not. It looked like Saki didn't remember the dream, so there was no reason to mention it. I mean, although it does sound pervy, I think it's best to check anyway. Just check the underwear. I don't know. No, it's nothing. What disturbed me the most was that I had a feeling that if I asked to see up Saki's skirt, she would probably let me do it. Oh, that's a guaranteer. And I didn't know what would happen if I actually checked it.
まあいいわ。早く顔洗ってきてね。
I need to see the blue ribbons. Saki got down from the bed unconcerned. Watching her go, I felt like I had just let an opportunity pass me by. No, wait, what was I thinking? And you really shouldn't come in without permission. Saki turned around and stuck out her tongue slightly. As she do. Okay, I think we're you were getting around the point where I actually stopped myself. Yes! I fucking knew it! Woo! Dude, because the black screen stopped, but I was like, whoo! I was just like, you know what? Dude, it was a whole experience that you guys aren't gonna see. Well then. Blue string panties with a ribbon in the middle and a matching bra. Because Saki had told me that, it was impossible for me not to think that was probably the underwear she was wearing right now. But imagining that just made me a silent lech. An indescribable feeling of regret and guilt fell over me.
何？さっきからこっちをチラチラ見てるけど。
I thought you'd like this. Nothing. Saki sometimes looked up at me, apparently wondering why I kept looking at her.
今日どこかおかしいかしら。いつも通りのつもりなんだけど。
Saki reached for her head to see if she had any bed hair, though that wasn't the reason I was looking. No, there's nothing strange about you. She was the same as usual. Did that mean she was always wearing the sort of underwear she said last night? Come to think of it, I had the feeling I'd seen blue underwear on her before. Ah, yes. It wasn't that I'd been trying to see it, but I'd end up doing so because it was just there. I mean...
なーに、さっきから変な兄さん。そういう態度取られると余計に気になるんだけど。
Really?
何を隠してるの？
Really should just be asking, to be honest. At being like, okay, what the... Let me continue hiding it.
ダメよ。兄さんが私に隠し事とか許されると思ってるの？
Why not? Hey, wait. I have a perfectly good reason why I can't tell you.
へえ、理由。恥ずかしいとかそんなことじゃなくて？
That's not the only reason. Well, embarrassment was part of it, and I thought that was a fine reason in its own right, but it's that if you know what I'm worried or troubled over, you'll understand why I'm worried.
何それ？それってもしかして私も兄さんが気にしてることを私が知ってるってこと？
Well, pretty much. I nodded vaguely. If the Saki that came to the dream was just a character from someone's dream, then there was no way she'd know about it. But Saki seemed to realize something.
もしかして夢絡みかしら？
Smart girl, man. Telling you. I'm telling you, she's a smarty. That's right. Saki gave a nod.
そういえばさっき夢見が悪かったとか言ってたけど、まさか私の夢を見たからとかそんな理由じゃないでしょうね。
I was tired for a different reason. You'll understand that when you remember too. Saki had tried me out quite a bit too. I mean, tried me out? Oh god, that implies something completely different. Saki had tired me out quite a bit too, but I couldn't give her any more hints than I already had. If Saki remembered the dream, I didn't know what she would say to me. If she tried to force me to check it, then I had a feeling that I would just freeze with regret.
なんだか兄さん一人で分かった気になってるのは気に入らないけど。いいわ。思い出せって言うなら思い出してあげるから。そうしたらきっちりその態度のわけも聞かせてもらうわよ。
Alright. If possible, I'd rather you didn't remember. It didn't have anything to do with Maya, and I wanted Saki to forget it forever. Then again, if she had forgotten it, it probably wouldn't be easy for her to remember again anyway. Yeah, it'd probably be fine.
なんだか余裕ぶってるのも気に入らないわ。
Just give me a break. Saki gazed at me like she wanted to say something. Also, did you see the back sprite at the very start? Oh, you know I love me some back sprites. Then lunchtime came. My last morning class had dragged on a little, so I arrived at the science prep room a little late. When I did, I found the atmosphere heavy. Hi, Club Prez? What did you do to Saki?
私は何もしてないわよ。
They had apparently been waiting for me because the tiered lunchbox Saki had dropped off hadn't been touched. But the bento master sitting before it, Saki, looked incredibly sullen as she sipped away at her strawberry milk. The fact that she was making a sucking sound with her straw was proof enough that she was in quite a bad mood.
そういうトイレこそ、サキちゃんに何かしたんじゃないの？
Oh, did you do so? I just keep throwing it back at her. So it's my fault after all? I said something pretty suggestive this morning, so maybe she was still thinking about that.
やっぱり思い当たる節があるのね。
I didn't do shit! Well, you could say that. But would that really make her this mad?
大丈夫よ。兄さんが悪いわけじゃないから。
Oh, thank God. Saki put her empty pack, boom, down next to her and let out a sigh. Thanks to the Lord of Strawberry Milk. Her anger seemed to have subsided a bit. Club Prez and I breathed a sigh of relief.
それに兄さんが原因ならご飯食べるの待ったりしません。
That's true, they would have just started digging in. I see. Oh, that's good. Well, not good, but for the time being, Club Prez and I prepared lunch as usual. We made coffee by boiling water in the beaker and spread out the tiers of the lunchbox.
そうなんだ。私、てっきりトールがサキちゃんに何か隠してるせいかと思ったんだけど。
Saki gave a slight reaction to those words.
弥生先輩は覚えてるんですか？兄さん、夢で何かあったらしいんですけど、教えてくれないんです。
Oh, she's just thinking about that. Figured as much.
そう、なんだったかしら。私もちゃんとは覚えてないのよね。
Club Prez looked at me and giggled. Whether she remembered or not, she was really awful. Didn't you say that was unrelated? So what did happen? If there was anything I could do, I would have done it. Even if I couldn't, I might have been able to help her before the situation escalated further. I asked about the source of Saki's bad mood the way a brother would to his little sister.
今朝、兄さんと別れた後、机の中にこんなものが入ってたのよ。
Saki pulled out an envelope out of her bag and put it on the table and set it down in Brain and Space Marines. It didn't look like something for a school, nor did it look like something passed between girls. Well, what's that? I pretty much knew what it was, but I asked anyway.
もしかしなくても、ラブレターかしら。
That's the first thing on my mind.
ええ、そうです。
Oof. Sucks for them, huh? Saki let out another bored-sounding sigh. Club Prez looked at me, her eyes wide with curiosity like that of a cat's. At least she deserved credit for not letting out a teasing cat call.
あら、お兄ちゃんどうする？気になるの？ねえ、気になるの？
I'm gonna go beat his ass. Sorry to rain on your parade, but this isn't something new. Club Prez had a picture-perfect look of disappointment on her face.
そうね。こういうのもらったのなんて初めてじゃないし。
I imagine Saki gets them all the time. She's a lovely young lady. There was a time when she received one when I was even there.
その猛者はどこの誰よ？
Dude, that guy's a champion. He seemed to think that I was really her brother.
好きな相手のこともよく知らないのね。情報不足だわ。
ええ、そう言って追い返しました。
I thought it was a bit strange for her to say it herself. At the time, Saki had said that we were siblings, but we acted more like we were boyfriend and girlfriend. It was because of incidents like this that weird rumors circulated around us in both the main and annex buildings. Still in the bad mood, Saki put some food into her mouth.
今までにあったことなら、どうしてそんなに機嫌悪いの？
読んでみればわかります。
Oh no. She pushed the envelope, or rather the stationery, toward us.
そういうの、私たちが勝手に見てもいいの？
いいんじゃないですか？兄さんには少なからず関係のあることですし。
Wait, what? Why? I was doubtful whether it was really okay, but since it had to do with me, I opened the letter inside the stationery. Despite her misgivings, Club Prez moved her face closer, coffee in hand. Dear Saki Hasuno-sama, that letter, which began very normally, was honestly kind of pathetic. Well, how should I put it?
生地、まともな文章を書けているからこそ痛々しいわね。
I was hoping I could read all of it in the pompous kind of, yes. We finished reading, and with a feeling I couldn't quite describe, I returned the letter to the envelope. It wasn't that there was anything wrong grammatically, or that he needed to study Japanese more. In fact, for a letter, it was terribly neat and tidy. I wasn't sure I would be able to write as well of a letter even if I were told to. But its contents were, how should I say, it's pretty pretentious. Dude, I was going for that voice. Though I wasn't good at reading and writing and thought it was written in a way that you wouldn't notice it at a glance. The whole thing was pompous enough that you couldn't help but notice. Even I noticed.
私から見るとそんな気づかないレベルどころかえげつないほどいやらしい手紙だったんだけど。
But Club Prez gave me a concerned look. As we'd been reading, Saki had been working on the contents of her lunch. I was pretty hungry too, so I started digging in. What's wrong, Club Prez?
いや、その程度で済ますんだと思って。あの手紙、結構トールの悪口書いてあったでしょ?
Ah, fuck that guy. He's nothing. He was bad-mouthing me, but it was all true, wasn't it? It would be one thing if it was unfounded slander, but it was true that I was stuck to my sister and that I was a borderline invalid who caused problems for the people around me. So I didn't think it would make sense for me to get mad about it.
兄さんがこういう態度になるのも頭にくるわね。
Where I just put myself down. If the people around us are gonna get angry, then it is what it is.
さきちゃんがここまで不機嫌なのもなんかわかるわ。
Club Prez looked at me and Saki like we were hopeless siblings before digging into her bento as well.
兄さんをバカにするのも許せないけど、それ以上にそうやって人より上に見せたがるそのやり方が気に食わないのよ。
Like, if you're trying to get with Saki, number one, you never badmouth Toru. Ever. You never say anything like bad about him. So,
相性としては最悪みたいね。
I've never seen a guy who seemed compatible with Saki as she is now. When I said that, the two of them shot me an annoyed look. You don't have to look at me like that. I've known Saki for a long time, so of course I've been able to get along with her.
ま、兄さんのことは今は置いておくとして。それでさきちゃん、どうするの？
本来なら無視するんですけど、これじゃそれも生ぬるいかしら。
Saki just goes and beats that dude's ass. At a glance, Saki looked almost like that of a sheltered maiden. The sight of her twirling her hair made for quite a cute picture. That was only if you didn't know what she was thinking, though. I don't think you would, but don't overdo it, okay?
スルーなとは言わないのね。
No. Why do I have to be so considerate towards someone who wrote a letter that made me angry? It wasn't like I was pissed off, but this wasn't the sort of person he really needed to be considerate toward. If Saki felt like taking action, then who was I to get in her way? Just then, I saw Saki look at me with the tips of her chopsticks still extended towards her mouth. What bad manners.
そうだ、兄さんを連れて行こうかしら。
Are you fucking serious? I don't want to go.
連れて行ってどうするの？
どうすればこのプライド高そうな相手の鼻をへし折れると思いますか？
Make out right in front of him. Don't talk to Club Prez about that. She really might inflict some new trauma onto him.
人を何だと思ってるのよ。失礼ね。そこまでするほどの相手じゃないでしょ？
She didn't say that she couldn't do it. I shivered at the attitude. Anyway, I ain't going. And if you're gonna refuse, then cut them down cleanly.
わかってるわよ。逆恨みとかされると面倒だし。
Saki sighed and trusted that she wouldn't do anything. I mean, I trusted that she wouldn't do anything unnecessary.
逆恨みされた場合、その矛先が向かうのはトールだものね。
Based on the shit talk they were doing? Yeah. Please don't say that. It conjures up bad memories. Seriously, I had experienced something similar once before. Oh, well, that's not good. Oh my god. Well, hello? Did you solve this mystery? Saki? Dude, I want to see the aftermath, but we'll wait for next time to do that because it's kind of a cliffhanger. I like it. Or am I gonna get jumped and killed? Ah, sweet.